You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
No one gave the Dolphins a hope in hell of beating the Ravens. Last time they played, or last like 3 or 4 times they played at a Hard Rock Stadium, the score had been something like 140 something to 16. The Ravens just, you know what? I haven't used this sound drop in ages, but when it's Ravens Dolphins, it's only one way, and it's that's what it's been. I'll be honest. I've been super busy with work this week. I've been tired, so I wasn't able to stay up and watch the game. I stayed up until about halftime and 6-3, and I was like, defense have played well, but at some point the defense is going to break because it's, the defense can only hold up for so long. Brissett's playing buns, and I wake up to Dolphins lost. So I wake up this morning, 40 for 40. I was like, I'm not watching the entire game. I'll just watch it. And I was like, still 6-3. And we're punting back and forth. And then Tua comes in. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. And again, punting back and forth. But, we're making some plays downfield. And then, he shows up. X, do, X, do. Yes, X showed up.
Bro, don't be spotty and watch some of the game and then see the only good part that X does.
No. I'm talking about, don't ruin my story. Do you know what? Story is ruined. Story time with Kadeem Simmons is over. That's a very long-winded way to say the Dolphins beat the Ravens. And it wasn't even a close game. The Dolphins defense was spectacular throughout. Tua came back. He looked pumped. The team got behind him. The fans got behind him. I didn't see it coming. I honestly didn't see it coming. How about you?
When Tua came in, you could hear the crowd cheering. It was very reminiscent of the first time he came in against the Jets when Chan Gailey had him backed up against the end zone and he threw his first pass. But listen, completed his first pass. Who did Tua complete his first pass to? Pop quiz, hot shot.
I want to say Patrick Laird.
Thought it was Jakeem Grant.
It might be
no. It was Jakeem Grant was the second pass. It might have been Patrick Laird. Hey, but listen, bro, you were the one trying to bring that negative nonsense to the podcast. Oh, every time we play the Ravens, it's gonna be bad. I had to cut you off before you spoke it into existence. Do you remember that? I wish we had a flashback. Like, I wish our graphics team that is just me and you was so good that we could just flashback. Kadeem Simmons says, you know what I'm saying? And then you try to put you try to put the bad juju. You try to put the bad juju out there, and you put the bad juju out there for the Jacksonville game. We're gonna lose by 3, and then we lost by 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, Mr. Positivity, bro. Any given Thursday. Hold on, King. Hold on, King. Bro, listen, bro. I don't fear no team. Although we lost 7 games, and we like to say we don't see no losses on the schedule, bro. I still revert to Mike Gesicki. We're close. This team is close. That's what Mike Gesicki like to say. Everybody like, bro, you like 1-7. What you mean you close, bro? You know what I'm saying? And if you look at it, I feel him with that. We are close. 2-game winning streak, by the way. I'm just saying, like, if you take the defense the way they played this week and put that same defense against Atlanta and Jacksonville, it's a whole different ball game. You went 3-3, toe-to-toe, round for round, pillar to post with Buffalo, who lost to Jacksonville, by the way, who's not the same Buffalo. This could be a whole different season. The parity in the league is the parity, and there's no league like the National Football League, and the parity is it's so close. You could turn around any given Sunday. All right, so our record could be 6-4 right now, easily. We're not completely out of it. You and Chris Adams like to say, "Oh, we're not going to playoffs." I'm not jumping on that train. You can take that train to negative Nancy land, but I'm staying on the A train.
Bonus time. I'll get that.
I like where we're going.
Yeah, so I didn't mean to jump in. Bonus time. We'll get into playoff stuff. I've already got the scrolling thing ready. But I did so. Massive apologies to all our listeners, all our fans. We didn't get a Ravens preview podcast out. Behind the scenes, Charlie and Chris Adams, jumped on. There were connection problems. I've been busy with work. Charlie been busy with work, so we apologize for that. I did say that, even though we were 1-7, we were playing better. That we were close, and you did say to me, "We are what you are what your record shows." So even though I have been negative, I've also said, when the players told me in London that they were close, it's been difficult to kind of get that positivity, especially on social media. And I think that's the one thing which I find amazing about all of this. Miami Dolphins social media would have you believe that no one backed Tua, no one whatsoever. But inside the stadium, when I heard there were "We Want Tua" chants last night, when Tua came in, everyone was pumped, everyone was happy. Yeah.
You see that?
I saw that.
That's Flores getting hit with the crowd, like, like, bruh, you can't go against the crowd, bro.
Not at all. And I think the one very telling thing about yesterday's game, before it even kicked off, people on social media, reporters, all that kind of stuff, they noticed very quickly, Tua didn't have his war paint on. There were no questions on his face. Apparently, he was chatting to Duke Riley and he was shaking his head, and everyone was saying the kid looks broken. Because again, it turns out that Brissett is starting. Tua in the warm-up apparently was throwing the ball harder than Brissett, but injured finger, all that kind of stuff. So Tua physically didn't look like he was ready to go into the game. But he goes into the game, and he starts off a bit rusty. The finger, clearly causing some problems. And then to order, Tua can't throw downfield. Jalen Waddle's open, throws downfield. Albert Wilson, hey Albert Wilson, how are you doing? He's shot this week. And listen, you said it maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago. Can Tua get a defense? Can Tua get the defense? And he got the defense. I saw someone say that this win isn't on Tua, it's on the defense for keeping him in this game. Remember last season when we beat the Raiders, and everyone said, "Oh, that's Fitzpatrick. It's not Tua. It's not the defense. It's Fitzpatrick." Keep up that same energy, because we saw what it was like with Brissett. We were going nowhere. People want to say that the pass to Jalen Waddle was blown coverage. The pass to Isaiah Ford was on blown coverage. I don't want to hear that. I was chatting to Chris Adams earlier over the phone. Last night's game was the perfect. If you're a Tua hater or a Tua stan, you got enough for either narrative to say he's either the answer or he's not the answer. But listen, as Tua said himself, no rumors, no nothing, straight football, and we got a dub. And it was a beautiful dub. Absolutely beautiful.
Tua is the best quarterback we've had since Dan Marino, and it's not even close.
Easily.
It's not even close. So I want to know, for the anti-Tuas, who they got better than Tua. And the only person they could come close with is Tannehill. And if you think Ryan Tannehill is better than Tua Tagovailoa, maybe we don't need to discuss football. I'm dead serious, bro.
Like, leave in the comments, say who's the better quarterback. The comments.
Like, yo, there's no way. Like, Tua is the best quarterback we've had since Dan Marino. And I'm going to say it like this. This is not going to come out good, but we here now. They old news. This is sabotage, bro. They're trying to sabotage my quarterback, bro. It wasn't Greer's pick. It wasn't Flores' pick, and they don't want him on the team. And this is like, oh, we're going to sit Tua. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start Brissett. Oh, we're gonna hold him out again. Second week in a row, he misses with a finger, right? So we're like, yo, I got something, bro. I got something. Man. Like, excuse me, put me in, coach. Like, I'm ready, bro. What you mean you gonna like, yo, I could do this. I'm good. The great Pat Riley had a locker room speech for the Miami Heat, and someone said they were hurt, right? They're like, yeah, man, I'm hurt. I can't go today. And the player was actually hurt. He was injured. And in the locker room, Pat Riley says to the player, so you're hurt? He said, yeah, coach, I'm hurt. And then Pat Riley said, so you don't think you could give me 20% today? And the player was like, I could give 20%. He's like, you don't think you could give me 10% today? You're like, I could probably get 10%. He said, so why aren't we getting it? Why can't you just give me everything you got? If it's only 20%, we could use that 20%. Why can't I get everything you got? And that's how I feel about Tua. Like, yo, are you hurt or are you injured? For every football fan that has ever seen the program, the movie, The Program, it's a football movie, classic football movie. Alvin Mack, Latimer, Omar Epps was in there. You know what I'm saying? Bro, anybody who's seen that movie, are you hurt or are you injured? There's a difference between hurt and a difference between being injured. And Tua is not injured, bro. He got a banged up finger. He probably wants to go. They're holding him out to play into their narrative of, oh, now we want to move on from Tua. Like, bro, the fans want him. We see the results. You feel me? Come on, man. I'm not doing this, bro. And then we got the what is it? The line. How much we play our O-line, Kadeem? You remember that?
Was it something like $20
the lowest. You know what? Let's just pull it up. Cover me. I'm going in.
Yeah, it's so I did want to get to it at some point. Obviously they're a lot sooner than expected. I can take my L's. I can admit my defeats. I don't want to say I'm going to give up on him right away because he's only 6 or 7 games into his NFL career. But the one thing I noticed, whether it was Brissett or Tua in yesterday, Liam Eichenberg's a turnstile at the moment. It's non-stop. It's not good. I don't know what the answer is. It's difficult because you've got, he's coming up against good NFL talent. This is a kid who in college didn't give up a single sack. He was someone I wanted to bring in basically, and at the moment it's not panning out. But at the same time, it's like it doesn't matter whether it's Liam Eichenberg, Jesse Davis. It doesn't matter who our tackles are. Right now, it's not working. But at the same time, you kind of get what you put into it, I guess. And with the stat you're about to show us, it's like I have a counter to the argument, but it's not good regardless of how you look at it.
10 lowest spenders on O-line in the NFL. $16 million is what Pittsburgh Steelers spent on their line. $16 million. Number 2, drum roll, please. The Miami Dolphins. $20 million is what they spent on their O-line. At this is the lowest 10, and at 10 is the Patriots at $32 million at 10. So I don't have who spent the most, but this is who spent the least. And the Dolphins are at 20, and 8 spots away from that is the Patriots at 32. So I wonder who's at 32, the team at 32, and how much they spent. Got to be somewhere in the, who knows,
Didn't
50s maybe.
Didn't the Chiefs put a lot of money into that O-line?
Hold on, give me 1 second, hot shot. So, and I want to be fair to the Dolphins. They do have rookies on this line, so they did address it. And bro, this. Come on, man. I shoot it straight. I'm not going to play into the narratives. So
course,
we did draft. I want to say 3 rookies. 3 rookies. You know what I'm saying? We drafted Austin, Kenley, and Hunt, who got that touchdown. But Kadeem probably didn't see it because he was sleeping.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Hey, give my dog Hunt the ball. Hey, I'm gonna text Robert Hunt right now. We gonna text Robert Hunt right now. Hey, hold on. We gonna text Robert Hunt. We gonna text on air.
So as you do that, the counter to the least amount, of money the Dolphins spend on that offensive line is that they have attempted to address it via the draft. People say Miami haven't tried to fix your line. They have. They just failed really badly. So even last night, you've got Robert Hunt, in his second year, Austin Jackson in his second year, and Liam Eichenberg, a rookie. And then they basically, I think they paid Jesse Davis something like $6 million, and Austin Richter, who they picked up in free agency a couple of weeks ago. So the reason Miami Dolphins are so low because it's just a bunch of rookies. And let's be honest, if the Dolphins, just say the Dolphins move things around and went Liam Eichenberg at right tackle, Austin Jackson at left tackle, Solomon Kinley at left guard, Hunt at right guard, and then whoever they want at center, that number's probably going to drop even more. Because then at that point, you've got 4 players who haven't even played, over 50 games in the NFL. So it looks bad. The play is bad. But obviously, the hope is these guys continue to get better. And, we hoped it would be this season. Now it's looking like it might be next season where you go, okay, do you know what? They've had their bumps, but it's a young line. It's getting better, and they can protect the quarterback, which is hopefully Tua Tagovailoa.
Most pressures allowed in the NFL, 37. Without the game yesterday, Liam Eichenberg tied for first, 37. Austin, friend of the podcast, Austin Jackson, tied for first, 37.
Jesse Davis, tied for first. For someone who doesn't know, like that's not like first in the AFC East. That's like first in the NFL. We have three of the how many linemen? 5 times 32. You know what I'm saying, in the NFL, and we got the top 3. You know what I'm saying? How's your math, Kadeem? On air. You gonna settle? You gonna calculate that? I was like 32 times 10 is 320. So it's 180.
Hey, you the man. I like it. So look, man, that's not good. But shout out to friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt. I just text him the hands up emoji. I text him. Hold on. I text Robert Hunt. Hey, my dog need more touches.
Have you heard what he said about that play?
No, what did he say?
He was like, it wasn't for him because it's an illegal play. But he turned around. The ball was coming. He was like, do you know what? I'm gonna go for it. He said, Calais Campbell did a really good job of stopping him. But again, he's like, I want to win because this was after the game. So I think it's him, Steve Smith, Colleen Wolfe, and I want to say Michael. Is it Michael Irvin? And
I don't know. I'm not sure. Is Michael Irvin still at the NFL Network?
I think so. Yeah, it was Michael Irvin. And basically, talking to Robert Hunt, and he says that, or Michael Irvin says to Hunt, no one gave you guys a chance, and Hunt was like, yeah, I know. I've literally, he's like, you said we were going to lose by X amount. You said by X amount. Like, I saw it before the game. So, and again, like, it's such a typical, put it on a whiteboard.
Mm-hmm.
The team talk was so easy. No one is giving you guys a chance in hell. It's a short week. Again, I was chatting to Chris Adams earlier. And he said he was chatting to his brother last night during the game. And he literally said, Brissett's going to get injured. Tua's going to come in and win the game. And I said, if you put that out there on a podcast or something, everyone's asking you for the lottery numbers.
If I had a co-host that was more positive and he put that out on a podcast, maybe we win more games.
I was positive. Listen, even after we lost to the Jags, I was like, we'll beat the Falcons because the Falcon D was bun. Did I not say that?
You don't.
Exactly.
Listen. When Mike Gesicki was on the mic talking about we're close after losing to the Jags, after losing to the Falcons, man, this team's close. We're close. And I pushed back against Twitter talking about, they gave up on the team and nobody wants it, and you can see it in their body language. I'm like, what are y'all watching? Because I still see, and I found out the name of the dance is the gritty. You know what I'm saying? I still see. Mac Hollins is one of my favorite Dolphin players now. I'll get a Mac
Jump
Hollins
on board
jersey.
the train. Jump on board.
Let's go. I'm getting a Mac Hollins jersey. Like, yo, Mac Hollins got such positive energy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, listen. Every time something happens on the field, touchdown or X, Y, and Z, like, yo, the Dolphins, you can see them genuinely like excited for one another. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that in any other 1-7 team in the NFL. Like, everybody ready to go 1, 2, 3 Cancun. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's ready to pack it in. And yo, we just need to get the season over with healthy. No, like the Dolphins are playing ball. Tua wants to play. Everybody's excited for each other. Robert Hunt scoring touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? He should have hit the gritty on there. Yeah, the gritty, you know what I'm saying? But listen, man, there was a season, and I kind of want to call it the 2017 season. I don't know if it was 17 or 18, but in 2000, one of those two seasons, the then San Diego Chargers won like 7 games by less than a score, less than 7 points. And they went to the playoffs. And you know, Rivers was trying to get that ring. And I can't, man, I want to say they won like 11 games, something like that. It was a double-digit win. All right, double-digit win season for the Chargers. Yeah, check it out. Either 17 or 18. And the next year after that, which was 18 or 19, they lost like 11 games by less than 18. But I kind of know what I'm talking about, Kadeem. I kind of know what I'm talking about. And the year after that, they lost like double-digit games by less than 1 score. Yo, that's the margin of error you have in the NFL. It's a game of inches. You hear it all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's any given Sunday, game of inches. It takes one play to win the game. You know what I'm saying? One play doesn't win the game, but one play could lose it. So it's games like Atlanta where the ball goes between somebody's legs, and had that happen, had that went our way, we win. The game against the Jags where you just need to beat the Jags. There's no excuses for one play. You know what I'm saying? And then you get Buffalo where if you hang around the game long enough, we got something here. And the Dolphins have been on the wrong side of it, and you got to come out with those game-changing plays. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Xavier Howard. Had an egregious pass interference because he got beat so bad out of his boots, but he made up for it. I like it. Now, here's what I noticed. Here's what I noticed about X. X is getting toasted, bro. But he's making up for it in other ways. He's not that cover corner no more. He's not. And we need to sell high as soon as possible.
I don't think X has ever been that cover corner. And I say that because even in his amazing season last season, we said it on the podcast, you can beat X. Like you can get past X. It's just you go to you throw his way one too many times and he picks you off. That's, you know, it's like you can't throw near Byron Jones because he's shut down, or he was last year. So you kind of try and test X, and he's gonna pick you off. For those on audio, come join us on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe, all that beautiful stuff. As before, Charlie made the X point. Shout out JPS Scout for this Holland jersey. Listen, I know you said I can't get jerseys, but my Holland jersey is 22, and he wears 8. I might need to get an 8 jersey.
No, bro, you got the 22, bro. He used to wear a 22, and Kadeem Simmons got the jersey. He's like, yo, I heard Kadeem got the jersey. I'm switching my number. Don't get the 8, bro.
But
ain't no buts. Ain't no ifs, buts, and maybes. Listen, so how about Austin Jackson gets a penalty on like the 1 yard or the 3 yard line? It's a false start penalty and backs us up 5 yards, right? Twitter going ham, dumb over Austin Jackson. Oh, we knew it. Eichenberg gets a holding penalty, backs us up even further. Like, listen, man, sometimes you just got to fall on the sword, and you did it earlier this podcast. Eichenberg ain't all the way that dude, and it's early, and I'm an advocate of, yo, you got to learn. It's a curve, and they're playing with men now. They're not kids no more in college. I don't believe Eichenberg is that dude. Giving up as much pressures as Austin Jackson is, and I feel like moving forward, when we do address the line, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna add another left tackle? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have 3 left tackles on the team. So I think you gotta address center. I think you gotta address right tackle for once. With this sabotage, you got the lowest paid offensive line in the league. You have backup right tackle for your left-handed quarterback. You're sitting your quarterback with not a broken finger. He played through fractured ribs. He obviously came back and won the game for us yesterday, and you're still sitting him. You find every excuse to keep him out, bro. This is sabotage at its finest. I don't appreciate it. Best quarterback we had since Marino.
I don't appreciate. I was making a really good Holland point. Like again, before the show, I was doing my getting our banners ready. I had this banner ready. I was just about to click on it, and you went to friend the podcast Austin Jackson. Listen, I wore the Holland jersey because Holland is arguably defensive rookie of the year. He's balling out. He was amazing last night. Him and Brandon Jones on those safety blitzes. My word, Lamar Jackson had nothing all game. I think the Dolphins snapped 2 records yesterday. It was I think the Jacksons, the Ravens, something like 45 games in a row with 14 with at least 14 points snapped yesterday, and there's also an NFL best record of 49 straight games with 100 yards on the ground snapped again. And I do think a lot of it was a bunch of guys, but the guys who really stood out, Christian Wilkins once again, Jalen Phillips. Listen, Ogba is amazing. So, give that guy the money. Give that guy the money.
Can't pay everybody.
You can't, but you pay you pay Jaceki, you pay Ogba. Like,
but then you gotta go pay for 2 offensive linemen.
Yeah, you can. But again, if you let me finish. If you move on from Xavier Howard, you move on from Devontae Parker, that frees money, and you don't go and get Watson. Like,
all right, with the Chris Greer hat on, I like it, Kadeem.
Yeah,
I see you.
But yeah, like Jevon Holland, he's everywhere. He is everywhere. People are now going, oh, the Dolphins made some good draft picks this year. Yeah, we know. So I'm shouting out Jevon Holland with my Jevon Holland 22 jersey, which shows that I was on his case, in the offseason before he started balling out. But yeah, back to the offensive line.
Wait, before you go to offensive line and do a pull of me on you, or a you on me, or whatever. But anyway, if Jevon Holland does get defensive rookie of the year, this would be the second season in a row where someone from Touche's 24 got defensive rookie of the year in a row. I'm just saying, shout out to Charlie Touche and his Touche's 24. Dude knows how to pick them. But go ahead, my fault.
No, yeah, it's just I think there's a still picture of the pass from Tua to Jalen Waddle, and we have a pocket. I was like, this is weird. This looks like fun. Can we get that a few more times? But yeah, I think obviously we have no Sunday game. So we've got a bit more time to podcast and stuff like that. And I don't want to look too far forward and stuff, but the offensive line, I honestly want to say is holding this team back, because if the defense continues to play like this, we're going to need more than 1.8 seconds to get the ball out. We can't. You know what? It's one of the things where we've said for weeks that where's the blown coverages against the Dolphins? We never get that. There was also a lot more motion. Like I said, Albert Wilson came to play this week. Jalen Waddle has some catches. There's still some really dumb things. So there was lining up Isaiah Ford on the outside, blown coverage. You find Isaiah Ford. Why isn't that Jalen Waddle? Like, it's actually Jalen Waddle. It's a touchdown. There was the pass to Durham Smythe on, was it 3rd down? Where he kind of boxes out.
Yeah.
Why isn't that Mike Gesicki?
I'm going to answer that. We have 5 tight ends, bro.
Yeah.
And 3 out of 5 are pretty good. Straight up, they're pretty good. And you got to create mismatches. So if your best defender is going to be on Mike Gesicki, who is already a mismatch for whoever, he's too big for a safety. He's too big for a corner. He's too strong for a corner. You know what I'm saying? And a safety can't cover him. So that's already a good mess up for us. But they're going to put their best defender available on Mike Gesicki. If you bring your second tight end, they're going to put their second best linebacker on Mike Gesicki or on Adam Shaheen. You know what I'm saying? So if you have Durham Smythe and your practice squad linebacker, you would like the matchup. Like, yo, Durham, you got to beat this dude who just worked at FedEx last week. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's you create matchups and hopefully you do wins. But the same thing with the Isaiah Ford thing. You just like the matchup. Did we get a fourth string corner on Isaiah Ford? I mean,
it was Anthony Averett.
I ain't gonna lie, but Isaiah Ford's a practice squad receiver, so I don't like that matchup anyway. So I get that. But yeah, I do feel you.
And which kind of you mentioned about us having really good tight ends. People are really wilding out on social media, but can't Hunter Long see the field? Ahead of who? Yeah, you took him in the third round. Yeah, you want to see him on the field. There was the Broncos lineman who they took, who's playing really well at the moment, and people are pointing out that the Dolphins could have taken him. Yes, they could have, but I don't want to just throw Hunter Long into the lineup, for no reason. And it goes back to what friend of the podcast, Miles Gaskin, said on this very podcast. That year, that rookie year he had where he sat in the stands and learned, helped him massively. Now, I hope that the first time we see Hunter Long start isn't at the start of next season because Mike Gesicki's gone. I don't want that. Which is probably going to happen. But I'm not.
No, it's not probably going. No. We're not doing that, bro.
Let me finish.
Nah, bro.
Let me finish. I am not being into existence. I've seen all over social media. I'm not being into existence because I already said, pay Mike. I will sell my Mike Gesicki jersey if it means Mike gets paid and stays in Miami. I will do that. I'm saying, hopefully next year, on the outside, we see Jalen Waddle and, it certainly will not be Will Fuller. I don't know who else we can see out on the outside.
You know what you need to do? You need to get rid of that Mike Gesicki jersey this season. Like, when towards the end of the season, on the podcast, we need evidence that you gave away your Mike Gesicki jersey. And once he resigns, then you can get a new one. But, bro, you cannot have the Mike Gesicki jersey in the offseason. We cannot have this, bro.
Okay, I can't really argue that, to be honest. Very quickly, I'll start working 8 minutes, so I don't know what else you want to get to.
Yeah, man, we about to go to bonus time anyway. But I was actually about to end with this. Y'all know what time it is, right? I was about to say Victory Monday, but it's Fins Up Friday. We got the W. Y'all stay positive, test negative. For Negative Nancy, my co-host, I'm Charlie Touche. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kadeem Simmons. If we could get Kadeem Simmons back on the podcast, it'll be pretty dope. Follow us to bonus time. Hopefully Kadeem Simmons meets us there. Y'all stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
That's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time.
So the Dolphins are 3-7. Our next 4 opponents are the 2-6 Jets, the 4-5 Panthers with Cam Newton. I ain't scared of that. The 3-6 Giants, and then the 2-6 Jets. We should be going on a 4-game win streak, bringing us to 6-7, and then going, can we sneak into the playoffs? If we somehow get to 6-7, I want everyone who said that Brian Flores has to go to just leave. Like, just get out.
Bro, it's the NFL. It's tough, bro. Like, yeah, you can't have a fire sale in the middle of the season because you think it's not, bro. It's the NFL. You win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. Kadeem would have messed that up, would have said, you win some, you lose some, ride together, die together. Like, bro, like, listen, it's the NFL. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta gut those tough ones out because now you hit a patch. What I'm not gonna do is who we got coming up, because it don't matter who we got coming up. We lost to Jacksonville, we lost to Atlanta. It has no significance who we have coming up. All I can do is hope for the best and prepare for the worst. We come out, what was it? Would you say 6-7?
If we win our next 4 games,
cool. You come out 6-7. I don't know who we got after that, but it doesn't matter.
Saints Monday Night Football.
Cool. I'm not Saints don't scare me either right now. But all right, cool. It is like you have to play the people they put in front of you. Now we're already looking at hopefully this team loses, that team loses. Every time an NFC team plays an AFC team, I hope the NFC team wins. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who I like is on that team. And we backed ourselves in the hole, and now we're trying to dig our way out of it. I never gave up on the playoffs. Negative Nancy, Chris Adams. Like, listen, I heard y'all say, "Oh, we're done with the playoffs." Like, I said, I don't know. Like, yo, unless we're mathematically out of it, I'm okay. Like, we could. You got. Yo, everybody got a story. This could be our story. Wild card.
Definitely.
Wild card.
If you're bringing up stuff that I said in the podcast, then peek behind the curtain. As you know, I saw the episode that didn't go to air between you and Chris Adams.
Yeah.
Where you said that Odell Beckham would be a Miami Dolphin.
I said Odell Beckham would be a Miami Dolphin.
You did. He went to the Rams, which you know what? Which kind of goes to the whole you can't pay everybody. No, you can, because the salary cap doesn't exist. Because the Rams never have cap space. And yet they're just going and bringing in Matt Stafford and Von Miller and Odell Beckham and paying Jalen Ramsey. So Miami needs to find a way. Find a way to pay Ogba and Jaceki. I don't care.
Here's the thing. We tried to do that. Stephen Ross tried to buy a Super Bowl before. He brought in Ndamukong Suh. You know what I'm saying? Try to build a mediocre franchise, a middle-of-the-road franchise, and put us over the top by a couple free agents. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is your cap goes to hell after the fact, but you have a small window to succeed. And if people say, well, if we win a championship and it takes us 3 years to get back to another one, wouldn't you take that? I would absolutely take that. But then you have franchises who are dominant year in and year out. And that's because they built it the right way from the draft. So we tried to buy a Super Bowl. We were unsuccessful. We can't trust Miami picking drafting, apparently. You know what I'm saying? So Chris Grier is actually good in that realm of contracts. That's where he thrives in. You know what I'm saying? So we tried that. But my thing is, y'all got to try better. Well, you got to find one of them and get it right, because LA don't have a first round, haven't had a first round pick in like 5 years, and they don't have one for another 5 years. It's wild. It's wild, bro.
Yeah. Since they picked Jared Goff, they haven't had a first round pick.
Yeah.
And I trade them away.
The only team in the NFC South that has a first round pick is the Cardinals right now, I think.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Hey, we're going to get out here on this, though. We appreciate all the loyal listeners. Share, like, subscribe. Listen, before when we first started this podcast last year, it was just cool. Two friends started a Dolphins podcast. Little do y'all know, we both, got incredible jobs now that we have to step away from the podcast a little bit. But, man, we're both fortunate. We're both blessed to have the careers that we have outside of this podcast. So we appreciate y'all staying patient with us and rocking with us through the, we not podcasting as much. But just know it's about to get greater later, and we're going to really go in on this podcast again. And y'all know what time it is.